I'm with Cheryl Forysthe. We are talking about her experiences with being a kidney recipient. So, Cheryl, I wanted to ask you, how were you first introduced to the issue with your kidneys?
Well, my doctor, I was actually very tired. No, this is what happened. I was going on a trip, and I was flying to California, so that's like a long flight. And coming back, my body swelled up tremendously. And I was like, what is going on? Now, I had an inkling that I did have a problem with my kidney, but I basically was in denial and ignored it from one of my doctors. And so when that happened, I came home and I was very worried. But once I laid down, the
fluids
went away. Yeah. But I called him anyway the next day and he said to come in. And when I came in, he's like, this is part of the kidney issue. And I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And he probably told me what to do. I didn't pay attention. So time went by and I was just really tired. I was throwing up every day. Like mucus.
Yeah.
Your body can't really
process. Yeah.
And I was just really feeling bad. I was just feeling bad. So I went back and he's like, this time, like, look, like, do you not get that this
is serious?
I was like, no, I think I think I have a virus or something, right? And he's like, let me take some blood tests. So he took a blood test, right? And he said, I need you to call a nephrologist. Your creatinine level is 10. And he was like, they're probably booked up, but when you call them, tell them that your creatinine is 10. I didn't quite know what that meant.
Yeah.
But when I called and I said my creatinine is 10, I was in 2 days later. When I got there and the doctor did his examination or whatever, he sits me down. This is a Friday. He says, okay, so you have 2 choices. You can go home and pack a bag, or you can stay here and we'll admit you right now. Either way, you're coming to the hospital tonight. So that was I gave up at that point. I started being in denial.
So
I've been feeling so bad that I was just really tired, like really tired. There's a lot of fatigue that goes along with kidney disease. And I just gave up fighting it. So I went into the hospital and they pumped me full of prednisone. And I actually got a little better, honestly. I was pumped full of prednisone. I stayed in the hospital for a week, and I was just determined not to have an issue. So this is where, I don't know if you want me to go into all this, because this is where my spiritual stuff came in, because I was like, okay, I'm going to fix this. I know my body can heal itself. I'm going to make this work. So for the next 6 months, I became a vegan. I actually started seeing a, I don't know what you call her.
Not a pathologist,
a
but
a natural kind of doctor, but she wasn't a doctor. She wasn't a naturopath. She was just into healing, I think. So I don't know if it was the right person, the wrong person. However, I read a lot about eating protein. Animal protein is not good for your kidneys. And so I stopped, and I just became vegan. So for the next 6 months, I don't think anything progressed, and I was able to wean myself off the prednisone, actually.
So for the time being, your new plan was to just look at your diet and your lifestyle and see if there was alternatives. So when you realized that you needed a kidney, like it was detriment, what was your new plan? Was it to join the registry or was it to...
going through this, right? Actually, I was remembering, because I don't really remember. If you want to get rid of the first part, you can. Because this is what happened, actually. After that, I got so sick. I started losing weight. I couldn't go anywhere. I was too weak. I lived on the 3rd floor of another place. I couldn't climb the steps. So I went home. My parents took me to their house. It was like, you got to do something. And I called the doctor one day. I was like, I got to do something. He's like, come on, we're going to put you on dialysis.
Okay, so you went...
on dialysis.
Okay.
Like say, started in April.
Okay.
Of 2008.
Okay.
And I ended up getting my kidney in May of 2009. So I only had 1 year on dialysis. When I got to the dialysis place, I cried the first time, the whole session, because I was there. And then I made up my mind, I'm going to get a kidney. Like, I can't do this for the rest of my life.
For the rest of life. So did anyone ever advocate, because you said that you didn't initially finish the process of joining the registry. Why? Was there anything that set you back?
No. Okay, so they told me all the different things I could do, and here's the interesting part. In the dialysis center, well, the one I went to, they just said you should try to get a kidney. They didn't do anything about it, though. You had to be the one to do stuff, take the steps. You know, they had a flyer on the wall that had the different hospitals that offered a kidney, but you had to get up and go, basically. You had to have the fortitude, whatever it is, to call the hospitals.
To be proactive for your life.
Exactly, for your own life. And I was like, look, I'm in marketing. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get a kidney. And so I can't remember if I went through the whole registry application, because I don't think I did. What I did was I started that process, and then I started sending out emails. I started sending out emails to everybody that was in my address book. Hundreds of people. Just anywhere in the world. Didn't matter. And, you know, hi, I bet you didn't realize that somebody would ever email you about getting a body part. You know, it's a funny little email, but I just asked them to get tested, and 13 people responded.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the woman said. She's like, I can't believe that so many people. You must be a great person, whatever she said.
Yeah.
And it was really great to get that kind of love. And I told people, you don't have to go through with it. You don't even have to decide if you want to do it right now. Just get tested first. You know, just call them and see what they say. And so it worked its way down, and then we ended up with 2 people. One being my brother, and the other one was a virtual stranger. She was somebody I had known like 5 years before, and I hadn't spoken to in 5 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, to hear that side of a story, to say that there's alternatives, but also the issue of organizations like a dialysis center that doesn't have an active relationship with the organ donor registry is like... Yeah,
I don't know. I think there's a reason why they do that. Well, first of all, they make a lot of money from it, and that's my own personal opinion. I'm not going to say that's why. I think maybe there's some kind of legality about it. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact that it wasn't like... They did encourage... They said, you know, look, there's a paper on the wall. They showed it to you, made sure... You know, are you trying? But that was just individual people. There was anything really organized about it. And so what I did was I would actually go to different, like I went to Jefferson to find out like the different programs that they had about, you know, donors and all that. And I found out, I think that's where I got the idea to send out emails, because you find out different ways that people got a kidney. And also what I found out was that if you get a live donor, your kidney probably lasts longer.
Okay.
And now I'm like, I'm not going through this again.
Yeah.
So if I can get a live donor,
that would be great.
That would be great. You know.
Now, has that have you, like, since it is a kidney, and a kidney is a little bit more accessible to easily donate because you have 2 of them and you can donate 1, for those who need other organs such as marrow or a liver
or a heart,
yes. Would you advocate for searching around, or would you?
Well, okay. So here's the thing. I don't know. Some of those, of course, you have to die.
Yes.
So you have to be on a registry. You have to have. The problem was when I saw the information about being registered and waiting, and there were a lot of people in the kidney dialysis center that were waiting,
and you were determined not to wait.
Exactly. I didn't want to wait. I put that as an option, but I didn't want to have to wait. And that's usually a cadaver donor. And so I knew that getting a live donor would be better. And then, you know, for other people, I've always been an organ donor, by the way. Note that on my license, I've always been somebody who was an organ donor. And so I believed in that. So for me, yes, absolutely. If you need, there's a lot of people like me that have that and that know that when they die, they like to help somebody else. So if you are somebody that is looking, you should definitely register.
And how ironic is that you were already registered, but you were the one in need.
Yeah, I was the one that needed it, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to register because that's the only way with certain body parts that you'll get one. You know what I mean? Because unless you can, somebody dies in your family by accident, and you never know when that would happen, you would need to be registered. Actually, when the Gift of Life program, which is really a great program, my donor registered to be a bone marrow donor. She's just one of those people. We met people just like us. Somebody read a story and they wanted to donate the kidney. You just never know. Like, you just have to be very proactive. As with anything in life, if you really want to make something happen, you have to be very proactive. You'd be surprised where a donor comes from. That's why I tell people. My friend Jeff, I was telling you about, he ended up getting his fiance donated to him.
Wow.
After I encouraged him, like, yo, you just never know. You got to put it out there. And she wanted to, but he kind of didn't. Here's the other thing. A lot of people are afraid to ask people they love. I'm like, if you don't cajole, but if they're willing, absolutely.
Yeah.
They just have to get educated. There are a lot of different programs. I really have a lot of respect for the hospitals and stuff that run the programs, the people that do, because they really inform you.
That's true.
What it's like, what's going to happen afterwards, that kind of thing, for the potential donor as well as the person that's
the recipient.
That's another thing too, by the way. As a recipient, I had to get mentally right with the idea of receiving somebody's kidney into my body. It took a while. I think that's why it took a year instead of quicker, because I really had to get myself
around the fact that someone else's being was going to be in you.
Yeah, exactly. And because there's rejection, and so I feel like you have to be ready to receive also. Not just physical rejection, but also mentally. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Cheryl, for showing us a little bit about your personal story about organ donation and the registry. Are you wave bye?
Bye. Not too much.